She brew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. She brew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit of joy and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, forbearance, faith, and meekness too. She brew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. She brew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit of joy and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, forbearance, faith, and meekness too. She brew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Tea Time with She Brew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with She Brew Royalty.
Shalom, sisters. Shalom. Shalom. Welcome back, my sisters. Welcome back. Come on in. Come on in with your beautiful royal selves. Who is here? Who is here tonight? Who is ready to get this royal tea party started? Who is here? Come on in. Sister Phyllis, oh my gosh, welcome, welcome. So good to see you. You are right on time, sis. You are right on time. Sister Chin Island Vibes, yes, girl. Yes. I see you, sis. I see you. Oh my gosh. All praises to the Most High. Sister Phyllis says, I will be watching from my TV. Son won't be interacting today. Okay. Okay. Well, welcome. It is so good to have you all here. It's so good to have you here. Tawada says, all praises to the Most High. All praises to Him. Sister Carla. Oh my gosh. You all are showing up and showing out. Hey, maybe what I need to do is stay away for a week and make you all miss me much like I did last week, so you all can show up right on time. But no, you all are good. You all always show up on time, sisters. You always do. So, Sister Carla, yes, it's so good to see you. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I am so excited about tonight's show. I really am. I really am. Do me a favor. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because we are about to go in. This is some information that is way overdue, way overdue. Oh, sis, I miss you all too. You just don't even know how much I miss you all. I just can't do this. I cannot go a week without y'all. I just can't. It was a tough week because I am so accustomed to starting my week like this, on day one of the week, to at least end out day one by coming on here and us getting together and just having sipping our tea, having our conversation and learning together. We have KEB, is it KEB 18816? Shalom says, Sister Keturah, a new to my channel. Shalom says GOCC Austin. That's what I'm talking about. Shalom. Oh my gosh. Welcome, sis. Welcome to the Shebrew Royal Tea Party. Yes, come on and let us get this Royal Tea Party started. So before we go any further, every Sunday, you know what we've got to do, right? We have got to give a huge shout out, a praise to the Almighty I Am that I Am, AHAYAH, AHAYAH, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews, in the name of his Son, YASHAYA HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, Rawach Qadash. I am your hostess, Qala Yakachaa, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. I am telling you, such a huge praise to the Most High. I don't know about y'all, but yesterday's lesson, we can't go deep into that, but I'm telling you, I just want to get up and run. I just want to get up and run and shout and praise, because so many miraculous things are happening right now. I'm not going to go into all the details about that, but I'm praying that one day I am able to give a testimony about what's been going on, because I'm telling you, when the enemy comes, he comes at you hard. Just know that the Most High builds that wall of protection around you. You hear me? That's all I got to say about that he never wins. He never wins. So I'm just letting you all know that no matter what challenges we're going through right now, praise the Most High for deliverance. Praise the Most High. That's the encouraging word that I want to give you all today, because I just know there's so many of us that are going through stuff right now, going through the fire right now. But know this, I am telling you, know this, that no weapon formed against us shall be able to prosper. Okay? And every tongue that rises against us shall be condemned. And I'm just saying that because it's something in my spirit right now that I just got to let it out. So with all that says, I am so serious. Welcome. That is the praise that we give to the Most High, our God, our Father, in the name of his Son, YASHAYA HaMashiach, and Rawach Qadash. So, sisters, let's jump in. Welcome back. How was your week? I am so on fire today. Normally I try to keep my composure. I just try to chill, but today it's like, woo! I am so fired up today. I am. It was fire. And Sister Carla, my Gadite sister out there, yes, it was amazing. So Thawada for showing up, Thawada for being here on time. How was your week? I pray that you had a productive week. I missed you all last week. Like I said, there's some things that's been going on that I had to put some fires out. The Most High had to have me put in some fires out. But I tell you what, I came through and I don't have one smell of smoke on me. That's all I got to say. Because he put those fires out. And when I say out, he put them out. So I pray that you had a productive week, and know that I missed you all. I missed you all so much. But here we are. We're here in another week, and we're going to learn a lot tonight. We're going to learn a lot tonight. And yeah, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to hold on to that for later. Still here, still smiling through all the imperfections. Thanks to the Most High God AHAYAH. That's right, Sister Chin. Yes, thank the Most High. Yes, all praises to the Most High. So before moving forward, let me get these disclaimers out of the way so we can jump right in, because we have we have a great show. It's very timely. Not only is it timely, it is really, actually, it's overdue, because I really can't believe that I had not done a show about this topic previously, because it's such an important topic. But before we do that, let's start by, going into our disclaimers, what tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be. So tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And we understand that, we get it. We don't expect it to be. We don't expect it to be. So if you happen upon this channel and you realize, you know what, this isn't my cup of tea, I'm just going to keep scrolling, please do. Please continue searching YouTube, because I am sure that if you continue to search, you will find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. And you owe that to yourself, right? What I do ask is that you not leave any derogatory statements or comments in the comment box, because that would be truly distasteful. We would really appreciate it, and we thank you in advance. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and a certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness in my broadcasts, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. So if you are experiencing any medical problems whatsoever, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are those of myself or my guest, and not those of any particular church or organization. So sisters, that being said, let's talk about ShebrewRoyalty.com. We have to talk about our website, because this is where you really get to know us, because tea time here on Sunday evenings is not all that Shebrew Royalty has to offer. So I want to take you to our website so you can see the other things that we are doing. Let us take just a little stroll over to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Oh, excuse me, ShebrewRoyalty.com. Let us do that. So give me just a second. I'm going to share my screen. All right. You know what? I did want to bring my other site up first, but we'll start with this one. This is actually our Shopify store. This is our storefront. This is where we sell our apparel, our accessories, and so on. So we'll start here. Normally I start at ShebrewRoyalty.com, but this is ShebrewRoyalty.myshopify.com. And so here we go. We have some of our collections here. On the homepage, we have our Shebrew Lioness collection. And these are our backpacks, our bags, our totes. We're representing the Shebrew Lioness right here. Oh yeah. Look at her. Isn't she elegant and graceful? Look at that. She's amazing. Yeah. So this is the homepage, and it goes, we see the Shebrew Lioness. She's rocking this page right here. Yes, here we are. So we're going to go through this real quickly, but, I want you to visit the site and see what we have to offer. Let's go here to the catalog, you can see some of our other collections. We have our Shebrew royalty collections with t-shirts, totes, slides, sweatshirts. Let's scoot over here. Sweatshirts, more slides. These slides have the gold write-in. The other one, the previous one, has the black write-ins. We have high tops, our Shebrew royalty high tops, our athletic shoes. Look at this stuff. You know, I'm going to be rocking some of this really soon myself. And this hat is reversible. So on one side, we have the gold, and then on the inside, you will have the black write-in. So it's reversible, inside out. So that is our bucket hat. Let's get over here, see if we can. Oh boy, I keep trying to bypass this, but it keeps taking me there. Okay, let's scoot down. Let's go to our chosen. Yes, so we are here. 1 Peter 2:9. We are chosen. We are royal. We are holy. We're peculiar people, right? A chosen generation, royal priesthood. Yes, we are. Look at that. We have these backpacks in, what color is this? This one is the black. This one is the black and gold here. We have the all gold here. We have the dress. We're just going to skim through this really fast. Here we go. You know, every time I try to click on this little arrow right here, it doesn't allow me to scroll. There we go. We have the sweatshirts. We have the t-shirts. There we go. We have the totes. And then we have our temple treasures collection. My temple is a treasure. You better know it. And our tea time collection. Here's our tea time collection of our mugs. Let's scroll some more over here. I'm trying to get through this, you know, in a timely manner because we still have the other website to get to. And then here's the Shebrew Lioness again. And then our natural branches. Our natural branches are, this is from Romans 11. We go into Romans 11, which talks about us being the natural branches, right? We are the natural branches, the 12 tribes of Israel. So the goal is to have representation for each of the tribes here. We're not there yet. We have the tribe of Gad, who are the Native American Indians. We have the tribe of Judah here, the Gadites. Let's see, and Judah. That's where we're at right now. But the goal is to have representation from all 12 tribes on here. And then we have the Hebrew royalty line with the lion, right? The Judah lion. We had the lioness. Now we have the lion. Look at how fierce he is. Look at him. Yes. And we have in different colors the backpacks here. And then we have the t-shirt. So we're still building our Shopify store. If there's something, sisters, that you all want to see on here, I don't know what it may be, whatever article of clothing or accessories, anything like that, send me a message and let me know. Let me know what you're looking for, and I will do my very best to deliver. I will do my very best to deliver. So that is our Shopify store. Shalom, sis. Shalom. Hello, Sister Althea. Good to see you. Oh my goodness, I missed you. We need to talk. We need to catch up. Sis, Sister Shamira, good to see you. Shalom. Shalom. All praises to the Most High. You all are just showing up and showing out tonight. Let us get here. I'll share my screen again. Let's look at the actual Shebrew royalty. .com. This is our ShebrewRoyalty.com website here. So let's close that out. Look at the elegance. Look at the elegance. And sisters, I built this site. Look at the Most High. Look at the Most High. It's so representative of who we are. Look at the elegance. Look at, she is truly Shebrew royalty, right? She's got her menorah. And this is about sacred self-care for the royal woman. You come here, you get to see a little bit about who we are. We have our teas. This is our story, our temple treasures, Shebrew royal teas, temple treasures. And like I said, we're just going to go through this really quickly. Go to ShebrewRoyalty.com, ShebrewRoyalty.com. And here are some of our temple treasures products. All of our products on here, sisters, are all organic and natural. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what chemicals are in here? Am I going to break out because of some crazy chemical that I can't even pronounce? Am I going to have weird reactions? And all of our products have all of the ingredients listed on there, so you get to know exactly what you're putting on your skin. Some people may have sensitivity. Some people have sensitivity to almond oil or coconut oil. So you will still want to check the ingredients and see if these things are included in there. But know that all of our products are all organic, they're luxurious, and all natural products, all from the earth, right? Not from a lab, not from a laboratory made up somewhere. So we have our body butters, our hair growth oil, more body butters, lip balms. We have our bath soaks. Oh my gosh. And these bath soaks, I'm telling you, you get in the tub with these soaks, you don't want to get out, and you come out smelling like heavenly. That's all I have to say. We have our sacred femininity bath soaks. We have luxurious lavender bath soaks. And the luxurious lavender bath soaks also comes with a luxurious lavender body butter to layer. And then we have our Melanin Majesty facial scrubs, and I am getting such great reviews on our products, sisters. I'm telling you, if you've used any of these products, please send in your reviews so we can let other sisters know that these products truly do what we say they do, and then some. We have our melanated sugar and spice body scrub. We have our royal glow facial scrub, and this royal glow is the sensitive skin formula, especially for people who are dealing with acne, the acne prone skin and breakouts. The salt of the earth royal body scrub. Let's see what else we have here. More body butters, the sacred calm body butter, the royal purity body butter. This body butter is, like it says, it's royal purity. It has no essential oils. And because there are sisters out there that have sensitivities to essential oils. So it's unscented, but it still has all of the other oils, the coconut oils, the jojoba oil, all of that in there, and it's so soft and luxurious. So although it is unscented, oh my gosh, your skin is still going to glow magnificently. And then we have the sacred femininity body butter over here, and here's the luxurious lavender body butter. So those are our temple treasures. There are still some others that I have on the shelf that, oh my goodness, I still have not. Let's see. I can't believe I still have not put them on the website. What is going on with me? I am telling you, it's been a couple of weeks. That's all I have to say. And then for our royal teas, right now we have For the sisters, we have for inner healing and vitality. We have our loose leaf, organic, caffeine-free herbal teas. We have our Shebrew royalty. Here we go. And there are all the key benefits: hormonal balance and womb support, heart health, inner calm and emotional harmony, skin radiance, and gentle detox. Look at that. And then we have the Hebrew royalty, and this supports vitality, mental clarity, cardiovascular health, and masculine balance, right? Perfect for morning strength, focused prayer time, and evening restoration. So check out the teas, check out the ingredients. And then we have our sorrel, which is a royal tea bag. And this is such a tasty Caribbean drink. It's a Benjamin Ting. It's a Benjamin Ting. If you're Benjamin, you will know what sorrel is. You will know what sorrel is. But even if you don't know, you better find out. You better find out about the sorrel. It's my goodness. It is one of the tastiest drinks that you will ever come across, and you can enjoy it whether hot or cold. And it's made, it's sold in a tea bag with all of the spices and the hibiscus flowers and all of that, so that you can make the drink at home. It comes with all of the instructions on how to steep it, and it is so delicious. It is so delicious. So that's what we have so far. Now let us talk about our Hebrew royalty collection. This has been within the last month or so. We have added the collection for the kings. For the kings, yes, because what is the queen without a king, right? So here we go, the Hebrew royalty collection created for the king, rooted in tradition, crafted for today. Strength, confidence, sacred self-care for our brothers out there. And I'm telling you, I am so serious. I am getting rave reviews from our brothers. Check this out. Share it with the brothers, the men in your life, the brothers in the church, in your area, because these products are truly amazing products. So we have the King's Temple Nourishing Body Butter. We've got the Hebrew Royal Tea Blend. We have the King's Glory Beard Oil. I am getting some rave reviews on these beard oils. I am so serious. The brothers are loving it. They're saying their beards are growing. They feel so much softer, and the hair is just shiny. And I'm telling you, our brothers are doing it with that beard oil. And then we have the Crown and Roots Lock Elixir. So if you're rocking locks, although this is on the Hebrew royalty page, sisters can also use the Crown and Roots Lock Elixir. So it's if you're wearing braids, if you're wearing locks, or if you're even just wearing natural hair, just out in a fro or twist out or whatever, you can use this as well. But it's super good for locks. And so here we go right here. That's our Hebrew royalty collection. And let's see, let's go over to, let's just browse our partners for a minute here. If you're looking to travel, you want to travel like royalty. So just come and check out our Travel Like Royalty page. Click on here. It's going to take you into, I don't think you're going to be able to see the site right now, but it takes you into our Westgate Resorts site. So if you are planning to do any traveling whatsoever, then check us out first. before you go elsewhere to purchase tickets. Check us out first. Let's see where else we want to go. Let's go to our reviews. Let's go to our reviews. So here we have our reviews. 5-star, 5-star. Delicious sorrow. Thank you. Come over here and read our reviews for yourself. And this is the most recent one here that I want to show. This one is from one of the brothers. He said, and he's talking about the King's Glory beard oil. And I have some others coming in. Brothers who have told me, they're really enjoying the products. They're really loving the products. I said, do me a favor. Please send your review in and let's get your reviews up here so people can know that these products are truly, truly luxurious. They're top of the line. So he says, I rate it 5 stars. I like the thickness of it. The smell isn't overpowering. It leaves my beard shiny and soft. And I even have new hairs growing in that has never grown before. I can tell it's a real organic product, real ingredients. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. And then here we have another review about the Melanin Majesty. Here we have, and this is Sister Chin. Sister Chin says, oh my gosh, my body butter, the body butter I purchased, Melanin Majesty, is amazing. So rich, authentically luxurious, smells delicious, super hydrated and moisturizing, first class all the way. And the jar, so beautiful and royal. I have to have this on display on my dresser, worth every dime. And then here's Sister Chin again. She had more to say. She says, let me also say, I appreciate the time put into careful packaging of the product. Encasing the box with plastic wrap to ensure safety in case of rain or snow during the delivery process. I will be buying a lot more items from this awesome store. And to know it is a Black-owned business and the creator founder is a true Christ follower makes it even more special to me. The water, sis, the water to my brother out there, Brother Karash for his review. The water to all of you that have sent in reviews previously. And my goodness, this is what I aim to do. I just aim to put the best products out there, because that's one of the reasons is because I got sick and tired of purchasing products, and I'm looking at the ingredients list and I'm like, what does this say? What does this mean? And I've never heard of any of these things growing on a tree or coming from the earth. And so when you do research them, like going onto the Yucca app and researching these products, you realize that they come with all kinds of side effects. They come with where they damage your kidneys. And these are products that we're putting on our skin, products that cause cancer, that causes all kinds of ailments. So why would we do that? So I don't want that stuff on my body. So I figure if I'm going to make products for myself, why not share it with my sisters and my brothers out there? And so that we can all benefit from the natural resources that the Most High gave us. Why do we need to make things in a lab when the Most High has given us a whole earth full of resources to use for our health, for our food, and to keep us healthy? So yes, I'm done with that stuff out there. I am done with the toxicity. I am fired up. I don't want any of that stuff on my body. I don't want any of that stuff on anyone that I love on their bodies. Okay? So come here and really get authentic, natural products. And, some people may say, oh, well, it's a little pricey. Well, know this, that I am a one-woman show over here. All of these products that you see are made by me right here in my home. All of the products. I design my packaging. All of that is done by me. I don't have a sweatshop with a bunch of folks back there sweating in a shop back there, creating products and paying them $1 an hour or 99 cents an hour. All of these products are made by yours truly, and everything is funded by me. And so I tried to keep the cost very, very reasonable, because you are getting, when I say pure products, I search for all organic products that has great reviews to create my products from. So know that you're getting the best out there. And then lastly, let's talk about the wellness blog. Here's our wellness blog. So like tonight, after the show tonight, Wednesday, will be a blog pertaining to that. So here we have a blog on the Roots and Remedies hair guide. I still have not posted the blog from the previous show that I had about eye health, but that will be posted this Tuesday as well. So here's the blog on the weekly wellness blog. And you just come in here and it gives you information based on the show. And then you can also view the show right there as well. And like I said, all of this was created by yours truly right here. So I put in a lot of work. I really do. I put in a lot of work, but I love it. I am enjoying every bit of it. So sisters, what do you think? Talk to me. What do you think about this? Sister Ahab Karad says, I will work for you for 99 cents an hour. You can just pay me with your products. That's what I'm talking about, sis. Come on board. Come on board. But sis, you come on board and I'm telling you something. We will make this work. We will make this work, and we will have these products worldwide. That's what I'm talking about. And you won't be getting 99 cents an hour. You'll be getting paid what you deserve, sis. So let's see here. Let me scroll back up. Oh, sis says, oh, let me scroll. Oh my gosh, y'all were really cooking. I'm going back up. I'm scrolling. Okay. Sister Shamira, and then Sister Chin says kaftan dresses. I am working on that. Sis. I am working on that. So yes. Sister Althea said, miss you too, sis. Yes, we have to catch up, sis. We have to catch up. We can't let this busyness of the world keep us separated like this. So yes, let's catch up this week. Sister Chin says, you did an amazing job with that site. Praise the Most High. The water says, head wraps. Okay. So we have kaftan dresses. We have head wraps. Sister Habkarad said, I'll be putting my order in soon. You're just such an amazing supporter, Sister Hab. You are such a great supporter. The water for your support. The water. You said, I have to put in my review for my hair oil. I wanted to wait at least a month to make sure that I wasn't fooling myself, but my hair has literally stopped falling out. I even took pictures. Sis, that's what I'm talking about. I am so serious. And you will work for we're gonna talk about that, sis. Sister Chin says, the truth is real. True organic products with the purest ingredients are going to be a bit expensive. have seen so-called organic products priced way more and have certain questionable ingredients added. Khan says, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. So yeah, I keep it because, for me, although it helps, to have a profit, but I'm not looking to make a profit to become a billionaire like this, right? My profit is to hear these reviews that I'm hearing and to know that I am really making a difference in the lives of our people. The Most High, He said it is He that gives us the ability to make wealth. And so I know He is always going to take care of me as long as I am doing what He purposed me to do, what He has put me on this earth to do. He has always taken care of me. So I never worry. I never worry. I'm never here stressing and going, oh my gosh, where's my money going to come from? I need to make sure that I'm making this and I'm doing that. The Most High has always taken care of me throughout my entire life. I am here 60 something years old and He has never let me down. And so, I have always aimed to do His will. And so as long as I'm doing that, as long as I am doing that, I know that I am going to be okay. The minute I stop doing that, that's when I need to start worrying. That's when I need to start worrying. So right now, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and blessing you all as you all bless me. And we're going to be just fine. So Sister Abkarat says, well, I can speak the truth and your products are working for me. All praises, sis. And Sister Chin says, I agree, sis Ahab. That's what I'm talking about. So sisters, that being said, we have gone over all of that. Talk to me. What is your cup of tea tonight? Let's talk tea. Let's talk tea. I know that you are sipping on something good, something tasty and healthy, something delicious. So talk to me. What's your cup of tea tonight? Let's talk, because you all know how much I love kombucha. I love kombucha. And this is one of my kombuchas. I make my own kombuchas. The store-bought stuff has nothing on Shebrew Royalty kombuchas. This is black tea, strawberry kombucha, and I am I'm not going to brag, but I'm just saying, this stuff right here, it is so delicious. You're not going to find anything that tastes like this in the store. Sister Chinta, I wish I had some of that sorrel right now. You know what? I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to make that happen for you, sis. You're going to get that sorrel. You're going to get that sorrel. This is my strawberry black tea kombucha. Wow, that's all I have to say. My gut is thanking me right now. It's like, yes, you think your taste buds are enjoying this. My gut is like, thank you for taking care of me like this. So if you're not familiar with kombucha, let's check out this video. These are top health benefits of kombucha by Healthline. Let's check out this video together. Top health benefits of kombucha, and this is by Healthline.
Kombucha is a fermented tea that originated in China or Japan, and it's been consumed since ancient times. In this video, we'll look at 4 of its top health benefits based on scientific evidence. Kombucha is a rich source of probiotics. Kombucha is made by adding specific strains of bacteria, yeast, and sugar to either black or green tea, and then allowing it to ferment for a week or more. During this process, the bacteria and yeast form a mushroom-like blob on the surface, which is why kombucha is also known as mushroom tea. This blob is actually a living symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast, or a SCOBY, and it can be used to ferment new kombucha. This is what kombucha looks like. The fermentation process produces vinegar and several other acidic compounds, trace amounts of alcohol, some gases that make it carbonated, and a large amount of probiotic bacteria. Probiotics provide your gut with healthy bacteria, which can improve many aspects of health, including digestion, inflammation, and even weight loss. Now, for this reason, adding probiotic foods like kombucha to your diet can improve your health in many ways. Kombucha contains the antioxidant benefits of green tea. Green tea contains many bioactive compounds, including polyphenols, which act as powerful antioxidants in the body. Now, this is what makes green tea one of the healthiest beverages on the planet. Kombucha made from green tea has many of the same chemical properties and therefore many of the same health benefits. Studies show that drinking green tea regularly can increase the amount of calories you burn, reduce belly fat, help with blood sugar control, and may even reduce your risk of certain cancers. Kombucha may reduce heart disease risk. Heart disease is the world's leading cause of death. Rat studies find that kombucha can greatly improve two markers of heart health, LDL and HDL cholesterol, in as little as 30 days. Now, even more importantly, tea, especially green tea, protects LDL cholesterol particles from oxidation, which is thought to contribute to heart disease. In fact, green tea drinkers have up to a 31% lower risk of developing heart disease, a benefit that should also be seen from drinking kombucha. Kombucha may help manage type 2 diabetes. A study in diabetic rats found that kombucha slowed down the digestion of carbs, which reduced blood sugar levels. It also improved liver and kidney function. Kombucha made from green tea is likely even more beneficial because green tea has been shown on many occasions to improve blood sugar levels. In fact, a review study of almost 300,000 individuals found that green tea drinkers had an 18% lower risk of becoming diabetic. So there you have it. Kombucha is a probiotic-rich tea with many health benefits. Now, you can make it yourself at home, but you have to be very careful how you prepare it. The much safer option is to purchase it in store. To learn about additional kombucha tea benefits, be sure to click the link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and a share, and be sure to subscribe to the Authority Nutrition YouTube channel for more videos like this.
So there it is. There it is. And just so many incredible benefits of kombucha. I really, really love kombucha. And it is so, you can become so very creative with the different flavorings. The flavorings are endless. And so I have so much kombucha, and praise the Most High that you can refrigerate kombucha up for months, and it's still good. It's still good. So I have a fridge full of kombucha, and then I've had to put my scobies in what's called a SCOBY hotel to house them there, because these little scobies, they grow fast, and then next thing you know, they're having baby scobies, and before you know it, you have a whole colony of scobies. And if you're not selling this stuff really, really fast, you can really have a whole SCOBY colony on your hands. So I've put my scobies, just having them lay dormant in a hotel right now, waiting for, if orders pick up or what have you. But right now I have bottles of kombucha in my refrigerator, and I'm not going to run out of any kombucha anytime soon. But I have all different flavorings in there, and I just really, I really enjoy kombucha. So if you haven't tried kombucha, most people try the store-bought stuff. That's where I started. And initially it was like, oh boy, it's an acquired taste, especially with the store-bought stuff. But I've gotten to the place where in making my kombucha, I know where the sweet spot is, how long to allow the fermentation to go, and what pH I need it to be in order for it to be right in that zone where it's not too vinegary, but it's not too sweet. It's just right in that perfect zone. And so I really enjoy my kombucha. That being said, let's keep it moving. Let us keep it moving. So who's drinking? Someone said they're drinking water. Someone says I'm drinking water. Sister Chin says she's having water. All right. And Sister Chin said, I wish I had some of that sorrel right now. Sis, that kombucha sounds so amazing. It is, sis. It is. You know what, Sister Chin? You have to make a trip out here to Texas. You really do. You have to come out here and you know, come in and chill out here for a minute. Get your sorrel, get your kombucha. Yes, yes. All right, sisters, we're getting ready to jump in. Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so, because we are about to get started and we're still not on social media. But sisters, just do me a favor. Please share this channel on your social media pages, share with other sisters by word of mouth, however you choose to do so. But yeah, let's bring other sisters into this royal tea party, because they're truly missing out on what we have going on here. So what did you all think about our last show 2 weeks ago, how to protect your eyes from damage? I think it was a great show. There was just so many good information on there. And like I said, I haven't had a chance to put the blog up yet, but by this Tuesday, the blog will be up on the wellness blog. So if you haven't seen the video and you want some tips, it will be on the blog. Sister Chin says, I know it's a plan, Texas, the Most High God willing. Yes, yes, come on out. I promise you, you're not going to want to go back. You're not going to want to go back. You're going to come here and you're going to say, you know what? This is the spot. This is the spot. So that being said, and without further ado, it's showtime, and not at the Apollo, but right here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So shalom and royal greetings again, beautiful sisters. So if you're just joining, welcome back to another episode of Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, where ancient wisdom meets modern self-care. I'm your hostess, Qala Yakachaa, retired physician assistant, functional nutrition informed professional, guiding you on this journey to wholeness, beauty, and balance inside and out. So let's sip some tea or kombucha, have conversation, and get grounded. Let's do that, sisters. Let us get grounded. So today, or tonight, I should say, we're talking about something as simple as it is profound. Earthing. How many of you have heard of earthing, also known as grounding? How many of you, by thumbs up, a con, how many of you have heard of earthing or grounding? Let me know. Give me some feedback out there. Have you ever heard of earthing or grounding? Me, Khan, sister. I know you did, Sister Chin. Yes. This is your cup of tea. This is right up your alley. Yes. So this is about reconnecting with the earth in a very literal way to restore our health, calm our minds. Sister Habkarat says, Khan, I've heard of it, and renew our energy. So you may think of it as a wellness trend, but truly it's an ancient practice rooted in our divine connection to creation. It really is. So let's start at the root, pun intended. Earthing is the practice of making direct skin contact with the surface of the earth, walking barefoot on grass, soil, sand, or even wading in natural waters. Why? Because the earth carries a subtle electric charge, which are negative ions that help balance and neutralize free radicals in our bodies. Think of it as plugging yourself into nature's healing energy source. Our ancestors didn't need to schedule time for it. They lived, worked, and walked in constant connection with the land. Sister Chin says, love earthing. Con, sis, yes. But today, with our concrete jungles, synthetic shoes, and hours indoors, we've literally insulated ourselves from the very energy that can help to restore us. So studies have shown that earthing can, number one, reduce inflammation by neutralizing free radicals. And these are the things in our bodies that just create havoc and causes sickness and diseases and cancer and stress and all of the bad things, right? Earthing also helps to improve sleep quality by regulating cortisol and your circadian rhythms. It helps to boost your mood by increasing serotonin and dopamine levels. And it supports heart health by improving blood flow and reducing stress. It's not magic, it's biology. Our bodies operate electrically. Our hearts, brains, and cells all function through electrical impulses. Earthing helps to keep that system balanced and charged in a healthy way. Sister Chin says, let me see here. Let me see. I'm missing a couple of. Sister Phyllis Robinson says, Shalom, my beautiful sisters. Sis Qala, we appreciate you. All praises to the Most High, sis. I appreciate you all too. I really do. Sister Chin says, feel so much more connected to the Most High, walking on sand or standing in ocean barefoot. Yes, it's a divine experience, hard to explain, especially praying to AHAYAH in that moment. Ooh, sis, you make me want to go running. You make me want to go run and find that ocean right now. For real. Absolutely, sis. It is such a spiritual connection. It really is. And it's no wonder, right? We were created from the very elements that are in the earth. Adam was created from the dust, and so are we. Every element that is in that earth is in us, right? So speaking of the spiritual connection, it's a spiritual and ancestral connection. From a Hebrew royalty perspective, this practice is also deeply spiritual. In Hebrew thought, the earth is not just dirt beneath our feet. It's a living creation of the Most High, a source of sustenance and healing. And like I said, Adam was created from the dust of the earth, right? So walking barefoot on the earth is a way to pray, like Sister Chin says, praying with your feet, to connect with creation, to release heavy burdens into the soil, and to draw up strength and peace. Think of Moses and the burning bush moment. Take off your sandals, for the place where you stand on is holy ground. The ground is still holy ground, right? Although they try to taint everything the Most High still allows us to connect to the earth with the elements that he placed in it and the elements that he placed in us. So I'm going to show this movie. I want us to check out this movie. It's called The Earthen Movie, The Remarkable Science of Grounding. And this is a full documentary. So this movie is a bit lengthy. Normally I come on here and I talk and so on. I may show a short clip of something, but this movie is a bit lengthy. It's actually 1 hour and 16 minutes, but it tells us everything we need to know about earthing or grounding. So I am not going to interrupt the movie. I'm just going to let it play straight through. It's 1 hour and 16 minutes, so bear with me, sisters. I promise you that you are going to really learn a lot from this movie. So let us watch it in its entirety, and we'll come back and talk about it, all right? So fair use for educational purposes only. This movie is, like I said, it's called The Earthen Movie, The Remarkable Science of Grounding, and this is a full documentary. Let's get this movie up here and please enjoy. And like I said, fair use for educational purposes only.
Our names are Rebecca and Josh Tickell. We're filmmakers, and our specialty is making films about the environment. In 2010, we made a movie called The Big Fix about an oil spill that happened in Louisiana. While filming that movie, I was exposed to a toxic chemical dispersant. My health suffered considerably, and I had skin rashes and other problems. Doctors said that I may even have problems conceiving or bearing children. In spite of the warnings, we decided to try to have kids anyway. Even knowing the risks didn't make it any less devastating when I had a miscarriage.
My love, little person that gets you as dad is very lucky. Really?
Now she's looking at you. Oh, she lifted her hand. Oh my God. So.
When we got pregnant with our daughter, the doctor said there was a birth defect and there was a chance she wouldn't make it.
I love you, Tina.
Miraculously, she was born healthy and happy. But for 2 years, she had chronic sicknesses. And we were in and out of hospitals almost constantly. So we decided to look at all of our options. And nothing was off the table.
Call your doctor if your depression worsens or if you have unusual changes in behavior or thoughts of suicide.
Symptoms of a serious allergic reaction may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. Tell your doctor if you experience
your worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, or tenderness.
The dichotomy between alternative and traditional medicine is a false one.
So first off, what we have to talk about is what exactly is CBD.
There are some natural doctors out there who literally claim they know everything. So they're telling you about vaccinations, they're telling you about everything that you should do. I think you need to be very cautious as a consumer of healthcare. There are medical doctors out there who offer some of this hocus, I'll call it hocus pocus.
Virtual dolphin therapy.
It's the most relaxing experience you could ever have.
Snake massage therapy.
urine therapy.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
Finally, a friend gave us a copy of the book called Earthing. The premise? By planting your bare feet on the ground, your body will begin to heal itself. Could such a simple thing help our daughter get better? It sounded too easy. We were skeptical. And as it turns out, we weren't the only ones.
Please welcome Gwyneth Paltrow. There are a couple of things, and I've written them down here. For instance, tell us about earthing. What is earthing?
Oh, okay. It's kind of, they say that we've lost touch with sort of being barefoot in the earth, and that there's some type of electromagnetic thing that we're missing. And
That is true.
It's good to take your shoes off and walk in the grass.
Okay.
I don't know what the we talk about.
So we decided to consult the experts.
In simple terms, grounding is literally putting your bare feet on the ground. When you do that, you're in contact with the earth, and Mother Earth is endowed with electrons. And these electrons are literally absorbed through your feet. It's like taking handfuls of antioxidants, but you're getting it through the feet.
Grounding means connecting to the earth to support the specific function of the organs of your body. It supports the body as a whole, but it specifically supports organ systems down to the tissues and the cellular function of the entire body.
Grounding provides a steady, we call it a ground plane. It's like lying naked on the earth. But where I come from, in the winter, you can't do that. All the systems in the body, all of them that we've measured, and we've measured just about everything you can think of, everything goes to balance, to normal, when you're grounded.
The man who started the grounding, AKA earthing movement, is Clint Ober.
Well, Clint, I mean, first of all, we're super honored to have you here. You know, your book has been everywhere and everyone has been telling us about it. It's kind of a phenomenon, and it's also kind of hard to believe. I have to confess, when I first heard about earthing, I was super skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, is that a common reaction that you get from people?
Yes. And I was myself. It took me 20 years to dig this out of the dirt and get it to the world. And I questioned it all the way because it just didn't make sense.
And what is the main reaction you get from people when they get this information?
The response has been pretty much a lot of skepticism, because it sounds absurd. How can I just take my shoes off, put my feet on the ground, and reduce inflammation? Because the world has been about everything from oatmeal to blueberries to you name it. It's one of those things you can talk until you're blue in the face, but until you experience it, you're not going to believe it. But once you experience it, then the biggest trouble you have is trying to explain it to somebody else. So a lot of the naysayers, I mean, like most of the guys say, well, if this were true, I would have known about this. I would have heard about this. Somebody would have told us this. This can't be something brand new that we don't know about. And I just say, I'm sorry, it is something new. I mean, it's something we accidentally disconnected from the earth. For everybody to be able to wear shoes, inexpensive shoes, that was a real advancement. But on the other hand, nobody knew the consequence or the side effects of losing our ground, losing our electrical ground with the planet.
I grew up around Native American people, primarily the Cheyenne and the Crow. My dad died when I was quite young, but I remember even before he died, we didn't have a lot of money or a lot of material things. But in the Native American culture, it was very interesting that nobody owns anything. You can't own land. You can't own trees. How can you own this? And then there was an event where one of my friend's sister, little Indian girl, had, I believe it was scarlet fever. She'd been to the doctors and all that kind of stuff, and she wasn't getting well. And they brought her home, and there was nothing they could do for her, but everybody was real traumatized by it. I remember one of the elders, they dug a pit. And put a little bit of straw in it, whatever. And they put her in the ground, on the earth. Built a fire there and just sat with her for like days. And then next thing we knew, she was up running around. She was okay. It was just awesome. Just totally awesome. There were many things that kind of stuck in my memory as I got older. And one of them was, I remember coming home one day and we were going to go into one of the kids' teepees with his parents. And the mother said, take those shoes off, they'll make you sick. Why she would say they would make you sick, well, I wouldn't have had a clue at that time.
It turns out that today, we Americans don't spend a whole lot of time grounding. That may have something to do with our love of shoes. Tell me about your relationship with your feet and shoes.
I wear them. My shoes? I love shoes. Oh my God.
It's more of an addiction.
Yeah.
Pretty much need them for everything. So you want to stub your toe everywhere.
It's like your shoes kind of represent you. I feel anyway.
Yeah, you gotta get the shoes first, and then that matches the outfit that's gonna go with it. You can never just, it's not clothes first, then shoes later. It's shoes first, then clothes.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest thing. I stub my toe every day.
How many pairs do you think you have?
I think of Doc Martens alone, I have 10.
Oh God, no. Maybe 10, but only a few pairs that I like. I'd say 50 or 60 pairs of shoes.
Have you guys ever heard of grounding?
No.
No.
What is that?
Do I know much about grounding? Yeah, I have 2 kids. Yeah, I ground them all the time.
Grounding?
Oh, it's like spiritually, like becoming like more grounded and connected to the earth.
There are some people who think that walking barefoot could bring some health benefits. What do you think of that?
I agree but disagree. I don't know. I think that's a load of baloney. I don't know.
Like when you go barefoot and you like touch like the warm sand or you go like to the ocean, it just like feels like better. Like your body like feels more calm or something.
I think the benefit, if we could, would give me personally more of like a connection to my life, to all the life around me. You know what I mean?
Now that you think of it, I mean, when I go barefoot, maybe at my house or something, it feels nice.
Maybe that's the stint that we have. There's things that we don't even recognize like shoes in the first place.
Do you feel like more people could benefit from being grounded?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. It's healthy. It's healthy. It's natural.
I actually got yelled at a lot by my parents because I would try to go barefoot everywhere, even in the snow.
Barefoot's like, for me, I just don't feel comfortable, I guess you can say. But like, I don't know, it's just not really my trend.
Oh, I went through a mall barefoot because my shoes
yeah.
She loves to try to sleep with the shoes on. Like, shoes off the bed.
What helps you get grounded?
Good shoes.
But shoes haven't always been such a big part of our culture.
Okay. What's the deal with these?
Well,
America makes synthetic rubber. This kind, one of 2 principal types, is called Buna N. Mix the chemicals thoroughly and...
In 1960, we invented synthetic materials. The first thing we did was we put synthetic soles on the shoes.
Come on, boys and girls, and follow me. I'm Swifty Flyer. I just can't be beaten. My PF Flyers, the shoes that winners choose.
A big event happened. You know, I call it the Nike generation, the Adidas generation, the tennis shoes generation. We started wearing sneakers. "95% of people walk insulated on the earth."
So it's the most common sense thing that we are organisms that live and grow and depend entirely on the earth while we're alive. And yet we have completely isolated ourselves from it. We're so disconnected that it becomes this weird thing if we actually slip our shoes off.
You've heard it before, celebrities are just like us, or are they? Elle Fanning did something the other day that probably a lot of you may not do. The 18-year-old actress landed at LAX airport late one night, looked pretty comfortable, but it was what she wasn't wearing that was getting people's attention. She walked barefoot throughout the airport.
This was the single thing that happened that probably caused the proliferation of inflammation-related health disorders far and above anything else. This is the most destructive invention that man ever made, the synthetic sole shoe.
This is so incredible. This is Nobel Prize material.
Basically, what we're going to demonstrate here is to show that when you stand barefoot on the earth and you touch the earth, that your body is conductive. And what this is basically a continuity meter. So what I'm going to do is plug it into the earth, like so. And I'm going to put my hand on it, and you can see, or my finger on the back of it, you can see that the light turns green, and that means that I'm grounded. To illustrate this, Sam here is wearing a pair of tennis shoes, and when he puts it on, turns it on, you can see that he's not grounded. But because I am grounded, I am barefoot on the earth, when I touch Sam, he is naturally grounded.
From Atlanta Focus Objective, December 7th, 19.
Like many great discoveries, Clint Ober stumbled onto grounding as a result of an unusual sequence of events.
I got involved in the cable industry in the early 60s. I first learned the need to ground cable signals as we were developing the industry. When you run a wire into the house, before you can go into the house, you have to ground the cable. Grounding is to maintain the entire system in a stable electrical environment. I mean, you have miles of wire hanging up there in the air. If there's lightning in the air, it's going to hit the cable. And so what you want to do is create a path to ground for the lightning so that it doesn't enter the house or blow up the TV or create a fire. So any electrical event is maintained at Earth potential, automatically equalized with the Earth and eliminated, neutralized.
Clint had a background in the cable TV industry, and he knew that cables that come to your home with TV programs have to be grounded. If they're not, two things can happen. You get snow on the screen, the picture is terrible, and the other is you get a knock on the door from the Federal Communications Commission because the signal is disturbing aircraft communication. It leaks into the environment.
Just as ungrounded signals wreak havoc on radio communications, there's growing concern that because we are not grounded, we absorb tremendous amounts of electromagnetic radiation from our modern devices. EMF stands for electromagnetic field.
We are all immersed in electromagnetic fields, from Wi-Fi, from the wiring in our homes, and it disturbs our electrical balance. We get charged. Inside of our bodies, we get electrically charged. Some people have the as much as 20 volts on their bodies, and that's not good for you.
But in our natural state, the Earth has a built-in system to ground our bodies.
Unbeknownst to us, we live inside a battery. The surface of the Earth is charged negatively, and the ionosphere, which is a layer of the atmosphere about 60 miles up, which is ionized by the sun, meaning that the rays of the sun are so strong that they split the molecules into a positive charge and a negative charge.
The sun spews out electrons. They come to the Earth, they hit the ionosphere, they charge the ionosphere, and periodically the ionosphere releases lots of electrons. It's called lightning.
The negative charge are transferred to the surface of the Earth through lightning mainly, and the positive charge stay 60 miles up.
The surface of the Earth is electrically conductive, and wherever you are, standing barefoot on the Earth or connected to the Earth, you are collecting electrons that came from the sun.
The problem arises when we don't have negative charge. We need grounding just as we need air and we need sunshine.
So the TV industry, Clint, he had to make sure all the cables were very well grounded. And then he started to wonder if people need to be grounded.
And what I saw with cable TV was it was bigger than Billings, Montana. The world was bigger than where I lived. I ended up in Denver, Colorado, working for Telecommunications Inc. One day I was home with my children and I had bought them computers. We could do checkbooks and play games. That was all we could do with them back then. It just dawned on me I said, that's a TV set without a signal. So I had this brainstorm and I thought, well, let's go get all these wire services together and put them into a unified data stream, feed them over the satellite and down the cable system, feed them into a computer. And the main thing that happened at that time that was probably very significant for the cable industry was we created the first cable modem. It changed the world in a day, in a moment. I was living in a 5,000 square foot A-frame log cabin on top of a mountain in Evergreen, Colorado. I was 49 years old playing King of the Mountain, and I won. I had everything you could imagine. Cars, home in Breckenridge, skiing. Most of all, I had a lot of art. I probably had, I hate to say it, but $250,000 worth of art hanging in my bathroom over the commode. I mean, because there was no place else to hang things. About 1994, 95, I was attending a lot of Christmas parties, and I got sick. One Sunday, I couldn't get out of bed, and I was turning yellow. I looked at my eyes were yellow, everything was yellow. And so they took me to an emergency room. They couldn't figure out what was wrong, but I was losing everything. My liver was shutting down. I was only 49 at the time. And they said, you need to think about getting your house in order because you're young enough to get a new liver, but you may not have time. I was on every IV, every type of antibiotic you can probably inject into a person. And they said that they had a surgeon that wanted to experiment and see if there was a way they could go in and cut out all the liver that had been damaged, which was the majority of it. I agreed to that because I really had no option. I remember I was in surgery, thought that was the last time I would see. And I woke up a few days later in ICU. And I remember my secretary was right here in my face. My first thought was, I didn't know that you had died. The pain started coming on, then I realized that I was still here. It took about a year for my energy to recover. One morning I woke up and I looked out the window and I noticed that everything was more energetic. The sky was vibrant. Everything was vibrant. I thought I was left over for drugs. I didn't know. But I looked around the room that I was laying in and I said to myself that this is all crazy. This house, everything is crazy because I almost died. All I had ever done was collect these things, and I spent my life taking care of them. I didn't own any of this stuff because when I die, I go away. They really owned me. They owned my soul. I went through this feeling that I just had to get rid of everything, push everything away from me, anything that was material, even though I loved it and I spent my life collecting it and taking care of it. I had to push it away. So I called my children and I said, I want you to come and take whatever there is in this house that you want. One of them called the doc and said, there's something wrong with my dad. He needs to see a psychologist. And I remember seeing the psychologist and there's nothing wrong with me. This is what I have to do this. After disposing and giving and getting rid of everything, I decided I wanted to change my life, and I bought an RV and I went on a road trip. And I ended up in Sedona, Arizona. One day I was sitting at a computer and the computer kept crashing. I knew it was static electricity, so I put a piece of tape across my desk and grounded it. Then I realized in that process that the outlet wasn't grounded, so I fixed it so that I could get rid of the static electricity. I didn't think too much about it. I walked outdoors and I sat on a bench. This tour bus pulled up, and it looked like they had just been to one of these outlet malls, and white Nike shoes were on sale. It just dawned on me. I asked the question. I said, I wonder if it's possible that humans are, we're no longer naturally grounded. I wonder if these shoes could be interfering with us. So that night I went to the hardware store and I bought a roll of metal duct tape, and I just taped it across the bed. I threw a wire out the window, and it had a ground rod outside. I connected to the ground rod on one side and connected to the metal duct tape that I had laid on the bed. So when I laid down on the duct tape, I was like grounded because it was connected to the earth. And I woke up the next morning and I thought, holy cow, there's something going on here, because normally for me to go to sleep, I had to take Advil. So I tried to find out what I could. The internet was hardly anything. This was back in '99. I went down to the University of Arizona into one of their medical libraries, and there was nothing. And in fact, I even tried to find the cause of chronic pain. The cause of MS was unknown. The cause of arthritis, unknown. They didn't know. Nobody knew. So I thought, well, I'll go out to LA. I'll go to UCLA and ask them. They pretty much laughed me off campus. They said, you expect us to believe that somebody's going to put a nail in the ground, tie a wire around somebody's toe, and it's going to make them sleep better? They said, get out of here. Go away. You're nuts. So I ended up having to put together my own study. I found an anesthesiologist in San Diego, and he says, I don't think there's anything to what you're doing. There's got to be an anomaly here. But I'll entertain you. He says, I will prove that you're wrong. And we grounded 60 people, and the reports that came in were unbelievable. TMJ disappeared, PMS disappeared, inflammation reduced, pain. Everybody slept better. It's the first study that I did that was a legitimate study where we had quantifiable data. When they saw the study, everybody said, well, this is really pretty interesting. And we ended up attracting scientists, physicists.
Like any important discovery, nobody was interested. They thought he was crazy. Now there are a lot of scientists who are interested. Researchers, MDs, MD PhDs, PhDs like me. I'm very interested in biological questions. Earthing brings up some really profound biological questions.
While these grounding studies were positive, what was grounding actually doing inside the human body? The answer may surprise you.
Stephen Sinatra, who was a cardiologist from back east, was attending a convention, and we sat down with Stephen and told him the story of what I was doing. He said, well, if you're affecting pain, he says, you need to be researching inflammation. You don't have arthritis, you don't have cancer, you don't have all these health disorders. What you have is chronic inflammation. To me at the time, inflammation was you sprain an ankle and it balloons up and gets red and sore and it's inflamed. And he says, no, he says, inflammation is different than that.
We have so much inflammation in the body, and it comes out in illnesses. We go to a doctor with all these complaints, but a lot of it is silent inflammation, including my specialty, heart disease. Heart disease is an inflammatory process. So how do we reduce inflammation?
The most abundant protein in the body is collagen. It's the building block of our tissues. And we have gazillions of collagen molecules in our bodies. They are all embedded in a gel. This gel has a huge surface area, and it absorbs electrons and releases them when you have an injury.
Inflammation is produced by neutrophils, which is a white blood cell. You have an injury, you have a damaged cell. And so these white blood cells come over and they encapsulate the damaged cell and they release reactive oxygen species, which rip electrons from the damaged cell, and that destroys the damaged cell.
White blood cells release free radicals at the injury site. They chew up any pathogens, bacteria, or dead cells. They clear the area. It's called the repair field. It's the place that needs to be repaired. Without earthing, some of the free radicals that are released into the repair field leak into the surrounding tissue.
If there's not enough free electrons there to reduce the remaining radicals, they're going to steal an electron from a healthy cell and in the process damage it. Then the message goes out to the immune system and another neutrophil does the same thing, eliminates that cell, and then you end up with a chain reaction.
And this can create chronic inflammation, silent inflammation. You may not even know it's there, and it continues for years.
If inflammation is the cause of all these health disorders, then I know that not enough grounding is the cause of inflammation, because if the body is grounded, you can't have inflammation.
The initial grounding studies showed promise, but there was still a big question. Was grounding really achieving these results in the human body, or was it something else? A placebo effect of some kind?
I am Senior Research Medical Scientist at North American Science Associates. I spent about 10 years working in the environmental area, 5 of those at the Environmental Protection Agency. And in 1980, I started working at the Food and Drug Administration, where I led a team of biostatisticians, and we reviewed clinical trials for new medical devices. I would guess that approximately 10% of the medical devices that FDA sees from an inception would end up getting approval at the end of the day. So I would review them very critically. A couple of years ago, my 92-year-old mother was suffering from peripheral artery disease, and that would require them to do an intervention. They would go in and have to clean out her femoral artery, put in a balloon or stent. They usually have to go in every 6 or 9 months to clean out the artery. And I felt at that age they couldn't keep doing this. I tried most everything, and I was looking around and I saw this thing unearthing that earthing might be helpful for peripheral artery disease. And I said, well, it's not going to hurt her. I don't think it will really help her. So I purchased her an earthing sheet and had her sleep on it for one night. She was also having trouble hitting a forehand, and this is a lady who played tennis for 70 years, and she just couldn't remember how to hit it. Next day, she had no trouble. So I said, there's definitely something here. In all my years in the medical device field, I had never seen any responses like this for any device or any drug. She's now 94. We play tennis 5 or 6 times a week. She leads a fully active life, cleans her house, does pretty much everything for herself. And we attribute this to the earthing.
It's done a great deal. I was having problems, well, with my legs. It was hard for me to walk, and I was quite certain I would never be able to play tennis and do other things that I wanted to do. And it improved greatly, and I went back to playing tennis. Not as good as before, but pretty good anyway. It just changed my life. I didn't have the worries that I had before that something bad might happen if I kept trying to do things. I should just go ahead and try everything.
This is the biggest development I've seen in the medical field in my 5 decades in public health and my 3 decades in the clinical trial field in medical devices. I just have a hard time believing this is a placebo effect.
You need electrons for energy. It's called the electron transport chain in mitochondria. It generates adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. It's the energy molecule in the body. I tell athletes that before an event, stand 15 minutes in your bare feet on the grass, and you will charge up your electron stores. And should you fall down, and athletes fall down, you will not have inflammation at all.
If you could think about the last time you were barefoot, like in nature, it probably wasn't very recently, you know?
Can you walk us through it? What is the, let's earth.
Yeah,
what is my first step?
Take the shoes off, take the shoes off.
I first learned about grounding maybe 12, 13 years ago through one of the trainers for the Tour de France team from the US, and he was using it with many of their athletes and with surprising results. And I think this surprising best summarizes my response to it because it didn't seem to make sense. I think I became a believer once I started to explore the science. ATP is short for adenosine triphosphate. It's the energy currency of the cell. We're a bioelectrical being. That's the currency of our body. That's how it works. That's how we run our biological systems, is by generating this electrical energy that's transferred. And when we connect to the earth through a conductive surface in some way, there's a transfer of electrons that slowly go into our body.
We tried to figure out how much charge the body takes in when you touch the earth. What happens is the body saturates with electrons practically instantaneously. It's so fast that you can't measure it. So electrons from the earth enter the body right away, and they coat the red blood cells so that the cells repel each other. And then they can't clump, and the blood viscosity goes down. It's easier for the heart to pump the blood pressure goes down. All kinds of cardiovascular issues, they go away.
In situations where we are insulating ourselves from this a surplus of electrons into our body, we're going to get the absolute opposite. So instead of having low levels of inflammation in a thin blood, we'll have thick blood that's more likely to clot, and our levels of inflammation tend to increase.
And I'm just thinking on the way here, I was thinking about how maybe the thinning of the blood is the reason that all the physiological systems go into balance.
Of all the grounding studies, the one that really got our attention is called Electric Grounding Improves Vagal Tone in Preterm Infants. In the study, 26 premature babies in an NICU were connected to grounding wires. The heart rates of the grounded infants stabilized, and their vagal tone, a critical measure of infant health, increased by 67% with grounding.
So there are two things. There are the electrons from the Earth, and there's the electrical rhythms of the Earth. And that's very important for setting our biological clocks.
For thousands of years, spiritual masters have taught the benefits of meditation and sitting on the earth. That's why some people believe that earthing and meditation go hand in hand.
The world is constantly, every situation, every event, every relationship is really a reflection of yourself.
Okay, I would like, if you agreed to it earlier, but
Sure.
could you do a guided meditation with us?
2 minutes?
Sure.
So would you all put your feet firmly on the ground, keep your hands in your lap. Everything that we call the environment is actually our body. If everything wasn't as is in the solar system, the Earth wouldn't spin on its own axis and it wouldn't go around the sun. There would be no seasons. So your biological rhythms, circadian rhythms, are the Earth spinning on its own axis. Your seasonal rhythms is the Earth going around the sun, and they're programmed into your body. If you disconnect from your cosmic body, because that's what the Earth is, part of our cosmic body, you, in a sense, create the separation that results in disruption of your biological rhythms. Everything linked from dis-ease, discomfort, to inflammation starts with this disconnect, everything. Now we know that if somebody walks barefoot on grass or the earth or on the beach, at a very fundamental level, basically, the free radicals that are built up in your body as a result of stress and inflammation, they are neutralized. But what is really happening at a fundamental level is you're restoring your biological rhythms and bringing them in alignment, or you might say synchrony, with the earth, which is connected to the entire cosmos. And slowly open your eyes.
That was so cool. Come on. I was trying to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am so grateful for you.
The analogy would be a good orchestra. If they're all playing by themselves, what you hear is noise. But if there's a conductor, there's a kind of a coherence, entanglement of these frequencies, you hear music. So there's a cosmic symphony that is playing itself out in your body right this moment. Maybe you can't hear the tune, but you're dancing to it anyway.
If you take a microscope and you look at a piece of wood and you go down, 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 all of a sudden there's nothing there. There's molecules, but they're not even connected. What's holding them together? What's the force that's holding everything together? Electromagnetism. Our body is electrical. This is all electronic equipment. The heart, the lungs, the brain. I mean, this is electrical equipment. It's all electrical. Everything is electrical.
Can we measure the effects reproducibly? The answer to that is yes. We now have 20 studies.
There's 21 published studies in the medical literature on earthing and grounding. And this is peer review stuff. In simple terms, What earthing does is literally, it quenches the fires of inflammation. And if inflammation is the source of all root illnesses, including Alzheimer's disease, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, I mean, the list goes on and on. If you can impact inflammation and, you know, squelch it, kill it, stop it, we're going to be healthier beings.
I didn't know anything about grounding. I had never heard of it at all, but I became a new mom and I had my first child and she had colic and she cried and cried and cried. First thing I did, being a physician myself, was take her to the pediatrician and remember distinctly leaving that pediatrician's office with a knot in my stomach because the first thing they told me is, it's a baby, let him cry. Literally the only time I noticed that she wasn't in pain and the only time I could soothe her was when I was outside and I was barefoot and I had her in my arms. And every time we were outside, she relaxed. I noticed if I did use a stroller or if she was in a car, she was still in pain and uncomfortable. This is not placebo effect. Like she had no idea if I was wearing shoes or not. She doesn't know that. I'm holding her either way. And I just slowly started realizing this child can only take a nap and feel comfort is if she was on my skin, held skin to skin, and I was barefoot. She'd be dead asleep, and if I stepped in the house and took both my feet off the ground, she would wake back up and the pain response would come back. And I didn't know what it was called, and I didn't at that time feel comfortable thinking about using it in my conventional medical practice, but I just knew that this is what I'm gonna do to help my child. I was working with a mentor of mine and she recommended that I ground my energy. I didn't know what she meant by ground yourself. So the first thing I did was go home and look it up on the internet. And through doing a search about grounding, I found Clint Ober's work and the book about earthing. And I realized that it's a real thing and a real healing modality with tons of medical literature behind it. The light switch went on and I thought, we're doing things completely backwards here. A typical day for a child is completely ungrounded. Most children wake up sleeping on a bed that was not grounded in a house or a building or on a floor that was insulated from the earth. And then they go immediately into a classroom that's insulated. And even on recess, in the recess period, they go outside and are literally fenced in and are paved with asphalt. And then they have after-school activities, which are either indoors or if they're outdoors, they are literally required to wear protective gear. And even if they're exercising for 2 hours after school, 100% disconnected from the earth. And then they go home and they go inside and they eat dinner and they do homework all hours of the night. And then they pass out in an ungrounded bed. So that's a 24-hour period of time, completely ungrounded. And that goes on day after day after day.
I was at a retreat weekend for a group of women. It's called Inspire through our national association. It's for teachers who don't take care of themselves, teaching us how to. The first day I got there and our leader said, you need to go ground. And I'm like, okay. They grounded us. And within that half hour, there was no need for medication. And I had been taking 2 Motrin every 4 hours for almost 3 weeks. The district that I am in already actually has, with Clinton, a school that has a grounding classroom. One of the reasons that the other teacher pushed so hard to get this room, she had a group of students that had significant behavior issues. And they would rip their shoes off and go running out of the room, and they would all over campus looking for them. They would always find them in the planters by the trees.
But I had one teacher tell me in a special ed class that they had runners. And what a runner is a kid who just runs out of the classroom and they take off and everybody has to go find where the student is. I realized that these kids who are the runners, they're running out to the far back corner of the school campus, and it's the only place that has grass, and they're sitting down on the grass.
And so I went back and I talked to my special education director, and I said, can we try this? Can we try this with some of our students with autism? I brought it into my room, and I have a student with autism very severe autism. He's completely nonverbal. And, you know, it's a good day when I can get this child to sit for 10 seconds. I pulled my mat out, I cleaned it off, and I took his socks and shoes off, put his little feet on it. That boy sat for 7 minutes straight and played with me. He sat for 7 minutes straight. So I took that back to my boss, and that is something that our school district is looking into, is getting more schools with classrooms that have grounding in them.
I've heard stories from teachers in classes where their students are grounded that they have half the level of referrals for discipline. Some students who were in tears because they were experiencing success when before they were experiencing failure with their behavior and discipline. I've heard stories from teachers with autistic children who have been grounded, where they have less of what they call the meltdowns. And the meltdowns are less frequent and shorter, and they come back into the classroom and they're learning more than they had learned prior to the grounding.
How much of it is that they're just so out of control in their mind, and there's so many things that they, and these kids, our campus is concrete. There's no place. Even when they're in PE, they've got tennis shoes on. There's no place for them to be grounded.
It's amazing what happens, not just with the teacher at the front of the class, but what can happen with the student sitting in the class. And just think if every single student and every single teacher and every single classroom and every single school across this whole world was grounded.
It turns out there's a reason kids love to put their feet on the ground. And these guys claim to know why.
Hey, my name is Finian.
I'm Lauren.
And my name is Ryland.
And we're Kiss the Ground.
And our mission is to inspire participation in global regeneration, starting with soil.
We evolved very connected to the soil, with our feet in the soil, our hands in the soil. And what this means when you're connecting with it is just starting to be discovered. You know, there are papers and things in science that are just very recent coming out telling us that actually touching soil is helping to make your immune system stronger. You can feel it. When you're working in that regenerative relationship with nature, it feels different, it changes lives.
And one of the biggest sources of suffering in life is the experience of being disconnected. And disconnected from what? Nature. And the basis of nature is our soil.
The coolest thing about connecting to soil and the planet is it really makes you happy. It feels good. And now we have science that shows that it's a cure for depression.
So which one of you was the first one to discover earthing?
I'm gonna say it was Mary Alice. She was born before me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She got 18 months of bare feet on the ground before I even hit the
That
ground
might be
running.
an insult.
Yeah, we actually went to the track when we first got together. We went over to Pepperdine University. She hadn't run since when?
A long time.
Yeah. And I do yoga. And I was like, well, we need to go to the track. We went to the track and we ran barefoot in the grass for a couple of hours. She loved it. That was for fun.
That was for fun.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about grounding. It's just something that you do.
So we get up, we watch sunrises, and then we usually go out for a hike. I remember the first time he stopped and he took his shoes. He didn't say anything. He took his shoes off. Like, what are you doing? And he just started walking and didn't do anything. And he also closed his eyes. That was a whole other terror. I came from a very dysfunctional home. You know, I loved my family tremendously, but there was a lot of mental illness. My grandfather being one of the greatest writers of the 20th century, he suffered tremendous mental health issues. And he also took his life in 1961, 3 months before I was born. I lost a great-grandfather, 2 great-grandfathers, another great-uncle, an uncle, a cousin, and my own sister took her life. This house was filled with people that were tremendously tortured. A lot of yelling, there was a lot of drinking, there was a lot of self-medication, there was a lot of craziness that was happening. To sort of survive was for me, getting out in nature, just anytime I could be outside. And I'd find myself lying on the grass or lying in a field or lying in a meadow. That would make me feel better. And then it wasn't until I met Bobby that I realized that what I was instinctually doing actually was a very real way to address all kinds of inflammation. And inflammation isn't just physical. There is neuroinflammation. That's brain inflammation. Brain inflammation causes depression, causes all kinds of serious problems. This is a much bigger thing than just walking barefoot on the ground. This is helping, well, especially me, helping me have a way more balanced life. My grandfather, you think of great artists, some of the greatest writing that they do comes from when they were at some beautiful and specific place, and their description of it. That comes from an understanding, from a connection to it. To know that there are solutions, and there's solutions in nature. And one of the biggest solutions is that connection to nature. And people forget that first. It's sad because it is so accessible and it is so real to know that a grounded me, Marielle, or a grounded you or anybody else is different than the one who's not connected. And that's what grounding does. It pulls you into you, to who you are.
You know, I think it's always the same thing. It's the thing that your mom said when you were a kid. Go outside and play. Go outside and get some fresh air. By the way, a lot of grounding from this guy. 19 years old. Look at the feet.
Yes.
That's one grounded dog.
I first heard about grounding, I want to say about 7 years ago. It immediately changed my mindset to appreciating the ground. And then the history that we used to all be on the ground and sleep on the ground and wear shoes that were connected to the ground, not plasticized and disconnecting. And I thought, okay, this makes actually so much sense. How have I not been able to put that together before? I mean, I've always loved nature. I grew up in nature, but the idea of actually putting my feet on the ground without shoes, it felt always good, but I didn't really connect that it actually could be good for my body. Because I know we're all electrical beings. So we're constantly being bombarded with everything sort of artificial and overstimulating. And I feel really sensitive to that. If I'm working, long hours and have this electrical mic strapped on, acting and just being around everything so electrical, it starts to just exhaust me. And I think we all get so overstimulated by all the electrification around us. And I don't think it's doing us any good. Big girl. Our bodies are constantly being bombarded by everything electrical in our lives. And for me, I've learned that in order to recalibrate my body, I just need to put my feet on the ground barefoot. And it just sort of equalizes. And I also think it's like when you get intentional with putting your feet on the ground, you immediately still yourself and you're able to just, again, reconnect back to nature, to the simplicity of Mother Earth, of this great, huge planet, because you're appreciating what's under your feet. It's a whole symbiotic relationship that we've disconnected from in such big ways. I mean, that just the simple act of putting your feet on the ground can give you so much and so much balance in your body and so much healing. It's like we're sucking the life energy through our feet up our bodies from our mama. So bad. I can't, that's really embarrassing. It's hard because it's so easy and it's so simple. People are like, really, you're making a big deal of that? Intuitively, it 100% resonates. And I'm raising my daughter this way, where I want her to be barefoot outside as much as she can. My husband likes being barefoot. That's great. I don't have to convince him to like take his shoes off. Animals always barefoot, and I know just bringing them outside makes them happy. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, whether people want to make fun of me or not. Whatever you believe in, when you're out in nature, it feels bigger than you, and it feels like you have reverence for what we have here.
I've always been climbing mountains, running rivers, always had a garden wherever I lived. Lived in Hawaii and Alaska, where I did naked gardening. It was wonderful. But once you're in a wheelchair, all of that kind of goes away. I'm 58. I was a singer, dancer, actress for most of my career. But then at age 36, I woke up paralyzed one day from this rare disease called transverse myelitis. It affects maybe 1 in about 2 million people. And when it first happened to me, they didn't know what it was. And eventually they've come to realize it has to do with inflammation, and it's an immune dysfunction, you know, your body attacking itself. At the same time, the doctors say, well, we don't understand it, and we don't really know how to treat it, so we'll just treat the symptoms. And for 21 years, that's been my story. My niece actually sent me a grounding kit about 3 years ago. She knew that I couldn't physically in touch with the earth anymore, and she heard about this, and she thought it'd be the perfect thing for me. So I received it, and my first impression was, okay, this makes no sense to me at all, but I don't want to hurt my niece's feelings, so I put it on the end of the bed and plugged it into the socket as per my instructions. And the first night, I couldn't feel anything. It didn't seem to make any difference. But when I woke up in the morning, my feet, which are always swollen, first time I tried it, there was no swelling in my feet. I could see the bones in my feet, and that hadn't happened probably in 6 months. I just made it a part of my life. After a couple years, it suddenly occurred to me, gee, everybody I know who's in a wheelchair has inflammation and swelling issues along with pain. So I called Marty and said, let me tell you about the Abilities Expo. Would you guys consider expanding your audience? He talked to Clint, thought it was a great idea, and now they're here.
Natural phenomena, a remarkable natural phenomena that exists right beneath our feet, earthing or grounding, is about connecting to this natural resource. And regardless of your condition, it can make you feel better. Here's the background. Throughout time, throughout history, humans were connected to the earth. We walked barefoot. We slept on natural animal hides. We were connected to the earth. But today, it's a different story. We sleep in elevated beds. We wear synthetic-soled shoes. And even our wheelchairs are insulating us.
When we make direct contact with the surface of the earth, our bodies receive.
10 years ago, I was working with a holistic cardiologist, and we wanted to do an article on grounding. And so he said to me that the cardiologist said, you got to call Clint over. And so I went and I called Clint over.
I spoke to him for 5 minutes, and I realized this is not an article, this is a book. This is a huge discovery.
Well, when I first heard about it, took it with a pinch of salt. It sounded a little too good to be true. Having now experienced several friends and people on our team who have used grounding, the skepticism is pretty much gone. Right behind us right now is one of my friends. Her mom is in a companion chair. 15 minutes ago, she was swollen legs, feet were cold, hands were cold, and now they're not. And this is her first experience with grounding. That's 15 minutes of real life demonstration. So I'm pretty much a convert.
I am 39 years old, trying to take pride in that. I was diagnosed with MS 14 years ago. The first time I heard about grounding, I thought, get real. This seems crazy. My friend patched me up, and I sat there, and we all just talked for about 45 minutes. I found myself smiling, and that wasn't something that I did. I just didn't. I physically have more energy. I don't have the fatigue. I feel like I really can accomplish things. I can brush my teeth now without holding onto the counter. My balance is better. I just feel, sounds silly, but I feel more grounded. I feel like my feet are really like hanging onto the ground and I'm there, and I do it every night. I sleep on a pad and I patch up my hands and sleep with a grounding blanket, and I just really am obsessive because I'm noticing. I just finally look forward to tomorrow.
For the most part, it's been sleep. She's been able to get through the night without having to get up 6 times to go to the bathroom or anything like that. Her spasticity's gotten a ton better. She used to have restless legs all night, and that doesn't really happen anymore. It's been huge. It's been a big difference for her.
I want everybody to try this. I don't want anybody to not experience this. Anybody who has pain, anybody who can't sleep that well, anybody who gets depressed, these are all things that have been completely lifted out of my life. I used to feel like a burden, a real burden to my husband, to my family, and I don't feel like a burden anymore. I feel good, and I feel like things are gonna get better. It's my miracle.
As Athena began to ground more and more, we noticed a dramatic shift in her health.
Athena, do you know what grounding is?
Yes.
Yeah? What is it?
It's when you put your feet or your whole body on Mama Earth and she heals you.
That's right. How does she heal you?
With her healing magic.
With healing magic. And have you been grounding?
Yes.
Yeah? And what happened as a result of that?
I did have to go to the hospital for a year.
You haven't been to the hospital in a whole year. Amazing. We're so happy about that, aren't we? You don't like the hospital very much, do you?
When we began grounding Athena, a very progressive doctor had suggested I also try it. He told me to lie naked on the ground. It sounded ridiculous, but I did it anyway. And then everything changed. I began to sleep through the night, my energy level shifted, and I got my libido back. Over the next 6 months, I kept practicing grounding, and I lost 50 pounds. I wasn't expecting any of this.
Hi, Clint.
I was just trying to heal my daughter.
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Thank you for coming to visit us.
No problem. I enjoyed the beautiful drive today.
Yes.
Wow, look at you. This is insane. How did you do this?
There's this incredible thing I need to tell you about. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's called grounding.
Ah,
Come on in.
all right.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Well, good to be here.
Gonna get those shoes off. So the first thing I'm extremely excited to share with you is that our daughter has not been to the emergency room in many months now. You know, I can't tell you how many nights at 2 a.m. we wound up in the emergency room because she couldn't breathe. And now she's like any other kid. You know, she gets a cold. She has a normal cold. She sleeps through the night. You know, what can you attribute that to?
Well, when children are sick and they get run down, they don't get good sleep, and they have inflammation in their body, she started grounding and she started sleeping better. The grounding is reducing the inflammation. She's working with a significantly improved immune system. It's called immunotherapy. Get grounded and improve your immune system.
So the surprise side effect of grounding our daughter was I got grounded. And as you can see, I've had a complete transformation. Can you explain what happened to me?
Yes. As soon as you get grounded, the first thing that happens, you quiet the sympathetic nervous system, and then eventually the adrenals will start to recover. But when your adrenals become exhausted because of too much stimulation here, then the sympathetic overdrives, and then you end up with adrenal fatigue, and that is the precursor to most all of these things, including weight gain.
I never would have believed that you and I would be sitting here having this conversation. Not in a million years.
No.
Have other women reported weight loss as a result of grounding?
Yes. Not to the point that I could come out and say, well, get grounded and you're going to lose weight. It starts up here and starts, getting the pain out of your body, getting the stress, the anxiety, the irritability, the depression out of the body. And then all of a sudden, the right hormones start to surface. Your energy comes up, metabolism comes up. It's, health is not something we really have to work on. We have to let it be. We have to take the things that are interfering with our health, that are compromising our immune system, and remove them from our life. And then the body will go back to normal.
So, why hasn't it caught on in mainstream? I can only say it will.
There's a well-established, traditional, conventional system that relies on expensive intervention. So they'd like to perpetuate that, and they're not too interested in having some competition coming in for a lot less expensive to sort of sabotage their profit levels. Because their goal isn't to help humanity. Their goal is really, as corporations, is increase their profits. The question becomes, how much of an influence has lack of grounding been in the epidemic of disease that we have? Is this grounding a factor?
We have a pain epidemic, which has led to an opiate epidemic, a national crisis. So given the worldwide discomfort, unhealth, diseases, all of them are benefited by earthing.
There's a resistance to integrating novel thoughts. And many times new ideas aren't implemented until the people who hold the counter opinion die.
There are lots of people who don't want this to happen. I don't know why people critique it to death. I don't know why they do that. What the skeptics need to do is try it out.
The good thing about grounding is that you don't need a doctor to tell you to do it. You do not need a physician to recommend it to you. You can try this anytime. It is your birthright because you live on the earth.
I ground every day. Hey, I want to be connected to the earth as much as I can.
I would say about 95% of the day I'm grounded because I believe it's just a no-brainer.
Go outdoors, take your shoes off, stand barefoot on the earth, or sit on the earth, put your feet and your hands on the earth, and you will instantly notice the pain and inflammation begin to drain from your body. I got my life back is probably the most common refrain that I hear. Thank you, I got my life back.
I got my life back.
Even if the science isn't yet considered mainstream, there is an undeniable and growing number of people who are experiencing the benefits of grounding. As for us and our family, we're spending more time outside and spending more time together. And yes, we're keeping our feet firmly planted on the ground. Does our daughter still get sick? Yeah, but not nearly as much. Maybe she's growing out of it. Or maybe she's just growing up grounded.
Wow, sisters, what did you all think? I know the movie was lengthy, but wasn't it worth it? Wasn't it worth watching? Let's get this banner changed here. Wow, sisters, what did y'all think? Let's see here. What did you have to say? What did you have to say about this movie? I thought it was just so incredible. It was so incredible. Sister Chin says, I have to go, beautiful sisters. Cannot wait to watch this from whole show from the top. All praises, all praises. Sister Chin says, the water says, Qala, for all you do and for another great informative show. All praises to the Most High. Sister Zion said, that was good, sis. So informative. It's a must do. Sisters, I am telling you, I learned about the grounding back in 2022. I've talked multiple times about my illness back then, and that's when I started grounding. I started just going outside and laying on the grass, just laying my whole body on the grass, and that's when I actually got the book. I got the book, and I learned about earthing, and I started doing this. Since I've been in Texas, I hadn't been grounding as often as I was in California, but occasionally I'd go outside, I'd walk to the mailbox with no shoes on, I'd go out in the backyard. But starting this, last night was when I had the epiphany to do this class, this broadcast tonight on earthing, and I thought, what took me so long to do this? And so everything was done last night. Within about 3 hours, it took me to put this broadcast together. And I decided this morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to the park, and I'm just going to go walk around the park and just barefooted and grounded. And Sister Zion came with me this morning, and we had such an incredible time today out there grounding. I think we were out there for probably 2.5 hours just walking around, and met so many incredible people out there at the park. But this is going to be my thing. Most High willing, my goal is to do this every morning, to go out and ground and reconnect with the earth and get myself grounded. So get this book, sisters, get this book. If you haven't seen it, here it is. It is called Earthin', The Most Important Health Discovery Ever by Clinton Ober. Get this book. And here's the back side of the book. This is the back side of the book. And it just goes into so much information about earthing. I know it's late, but also check out, for those of you that may not have time, you think, to go out and walk around, you can sit in your backyard, sip some tea, just as long as you are connected to the earth, right? Start doing this. And then there are also the grounding mats that you can purchase. And I'm going to drop this link in the comment box here. I'm going to drop this link in the comment box so you can go to this website. And the movie is on this website. And there's also products on here that you can purchase to put on your bed, to put on the floor, to ground with, grounded material. So, wow, I think this was such an excellent show. And practice earthing daily. Do a morning grounding. Start your day barefoot on the grass or soil for at least 10 minutes while sipping your tea. Lunchtime reset. If you work indoors, step outside and stand under a tree, hands on the bark, bare feet in the grass. For sunset wind down, walk barefoot along a sandy shore, garden bed, or even a small backyard patch. And then indoor options on rainy or cold days, you can use grounded mats connected to the earth through a grounded outlet, though nothing beats the real thing. And for those of you sisters that are in the city, touching your hands to a living tree daily can also help you connect. So there are other ways to get grounded, right? So, wow. I don't want to hold you too much longer. I know the movie was lengthy, but I really hope that you enjoyed the movie. I really hope that you learned a lot. Share this video with others. Share the link that I just dropped in the comment box with others. Let's get grounded, sisters. And my goal, most high willing, during tabernacles is for us, those of us who are out there at tabernacles, please take some time daily to ground while you are at tabernacles. I'm telling you, this energy that I have today came from that grounding this morning. I have not felt tired. I have not felt drowsy. I feel so energized. And I can't wait to do this again tomorrow. So please, please plan during tabernacles to get a group together and ground while you're at tabernacles. Okay? Khan, the water says let's see here. Sister Carla says, I have a grounding sheet and mat and socks and can attest to the benefits. All praises, sis. All praises to the Most High. That's what I'm talking about. So earthing is a reminder that healing doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It's literally beneath your feet. The Most High has given us a planet full of life-giving energy, and our bodies are designed to receive it. So take off your shoes, step outside, and let the earth hold you. So remember, sisters, wellness is your divine birthright. Protect it, honor it, and live it. Yes. So, wow, this is our show for tonight. I don't have a show title for next week yet, but once again, the Holy Spirit, she just drops these things, these ideas into my head, usually the night before. Usually it's after I come home from Shabbat that I realize, okay, this is going to be my show tomorrow. And so currently, I don't know what next week's topic is going to be, but sisters, know that we're going to learn some stuff. It's going to be awesome, whatever it is. Khan, I love trees, Sister Carla says. Khan, yes. So get out there and get grounded, even if it's 10 minutes out of your day. All right? So check out on Tuesday, I'm going to have a blog on grounding with some rituals on there on things to do to get grounded. And so just check out the wellness blog on Tuesday. Zion. Shalom, sisters. Great topic. Like always, have a blessed week. You too, sister. You too, sis. the water, the water. All praises to the Most High. So, sisters, let's just continue to grow this channel, all right? Share it, share this channel with Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, and even those that are not Shebrews, but are willing to be a part of our community. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. All right, let's just keep it moving. So I love you, and I always appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedules to have tea and conversation with me and to learn with me. The water, the water, the water. Thank you so much for your support. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, sisters. Know that I'm praying for you and I'm praying for us. So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in good, excellent health, not just good health, excellent health, and may you be grounded. Remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. I am Qala Yakachaa, a voice of reasoning and justice. So until next time, stay grounded, stay royal, stay radiant. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Have a blessed night and an amazing, amazing and blessed week. I'll see you next week. Same tea time, same channel. I love you all so much. Shalom, sisters. Shalom. Barakatha.